Nigeria and Zambia deepen ties in the interest of their peoples and economies.
A lot of us expect them to do magic. We are always working with our police. It's understandable anyway.
Police chief meets Ekiti and Kebbi state governors on security.
There's no doubt that Lagos is one of the engines of the DSO project.
Plus, federal government sets to meet 2022 digital television broadcasting migration. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on NTA Network News. I'm Cyril Stober in Abuja. Michael Olale joins us from Lagos, and Dibabari Sedobanweke is in Port Harcourt. President Muhammadu Buhari says Nigeria is committed to deepening and expanding collaboration with Zambia in the greater interest of their peoples and economies. The president stated this while receiving a special envoy of his Zambian counterpart, Edgar Chagwa Lungu. He said Nigeria and Zambia stand to benefit from each other if further areas of collaboration are in critical economic sectors. The president explained that doing so will also impact positively on the African continent. The special envoy, Joseph Malangji, who is Zambia's Minister of Foreign Affairs, thanked Nigeria for her big brother role in ECOWAS and the African continent. He said, whenever the strong strengthens the weak, equity has been exemplified. The envoy told President Buhari that the Zambian leader is desirous of stronger bilateral relations with Nigeria, as well as greater impetus for the joint commission of cooperation between the two countries. President Buhari also granted audience to the second Vice President of the Pan-African Parliament, Madame Hedera Aichata Sise. State House correspondent Adam Sambu reports that details of the discussions were, however, not made public. Nigeria is prioritizing innovation and technology investments in agriculture so as to transform the sector by attracting young people and also scale up productivity. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo stated this in his remarks delivered virtually at the 2021 High-Level Dialogue on Feeding Africa. State House correspondent Jide Unifade reports.
During the COVID lockdowns, we trained and deployed over 34,000 graduates, young graduates, all over the country.
Highlighting the programs of the federal government listed as the Economic Sustainability Plan, the National Livestock Transformation Plan, and the Green Imperative Project to ensure agricultural transformation in Nigeria, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo says implementation of the initiative is already yielding impressive results.
Part of the plan also is the establishment of about 142 privately owned agro-processing service centers, which will also be established to address post-harvest losses, path to market and supply chain challenges, and train about 100,000 new extension agents to address farmer advisory service delivery challenges with new technology and practice adoption.
The Vice President notes that the organizers of the dialogue on food security, the African Development Bank, the International Food for Agricultural Development, and other partners deserve commendation for holding the important dialogue on perhaps the most crucial development issue, emphasizing that the future must involve making agriculture attractive to young people. In the State House, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Governor Aminu Bello Masari of Katsina State has spoken against suggestions for the imposition of a state of emergency across Nigeria and the security sector, saying the desired result will not be achieved with the prevailing circumstances. Speaking to State House correspondents after an audience with the Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, the governor warned against politicizing the issue of security in the country.
The reality is the responsibility of securing this country is ours, all of us. We have a role to play, and we must play it for the sake of the country and for the sake of our children and grandchildren, not for the sake of the persons that are in office. I think we have to understand that whatever we do to restore security today We are not doing it for one particular person or group of persons. If you say, okay, state of emergency, what do? We are having the same people, the same security agencies, the same capacities, and the same resources. So what are we talking about? We have a problem that everybody has a role to play. We better play it. Politics should be over. The security situation of the country is beyond partisan politics. It's a national concern for all of us, every responsible person in this country.
In the meantime, the Senate Committee on the Nigerian Army has resolved to meet with the Minister of Finance and the service chiefs on Tuesday next week over releases of funds to security agencies, particularly the Nigerian Army. This was during the committee's interaction with a representative of the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning. John Yaku has details.
The central issue for the interaction was to receive brief from the Ministry on release of funds to the Nigerian Army amidst rising insecurity in the country. The bone of contention, however, is the summary of budgetary releases to Operation Lafia Dole and Operation Hadarin Daji, which showed that it was 100% from 2019 to 2020.
2019, 75 billion was appropriated. The same was released 100%. If you look at the second line there was even a supplementation from the service-wide vote, apart from the appropriation, which was released 100%. We have released 19.7 for the first quarter. Just yesterday, we have released 19.9.
However, a letter from the Army to the committee, on the other hand, shows that there was a shortfall of 50 billion naira.
If you say you have made a release of 100%, here is a letter indicating that from the time of the introduction of Operation Lafia Dole, they have a shortfall outstanding of 50 billion. So if you are paying them 100%, how come do they have a shortage of 50 billion?
This, the committee believes, is capable of hampering the operations of the Army in tackling the rising insecurity in the country. The committee therefore resolved that the issue cannot be settled in the absence of the minister and service chiefs, as they were invited to appear before the committee on the same day. It also resolved that the minister should appear with details of release of funds to who, dates, and for what purpose such releases were made from 2019 to date. In Abuja, John Yaku, NTA News.
And staying with security issues, the governors of Ekiti and Kebbi State, representing the Nigeria Governors Forum and the Progressives Governors Forum, are seeking collaboration with the Nigeria Police Force in tackling security challenges affecting the nation. Francis Form reports that the governors met with the Acting Inspector General of Police in his office behind closed doors.
This is the second time governors are visiting the acting IGP Usman Baba Al-Khali since assumption of office. Discussions at the meeting centered on how to stem the tide of insecurity that the country is grappling with.
There's hardly any state you go to, as I'm sure the IG will confirm to you, where governors are not supporting the police command in the state. We are always working with our police. It's understandable anyway. They are helping us too. So it's a quid pro quo.
A lot of us expect them to do magic, and little do we realize that they are also human beings that we need to support, we need to appreciate.
At least you have seen that we have been recognized, we have been honored, we have been appreciated, and that is the best thing you can get from your leaders.
The acting IGP says such visit will encourage the force to do more in the fight against crime and criminality. Francis Form, NTA News.
Improving the safety of workers, their families and public institutions in the face of rising insecurity were issues of concern at the National Peace Summit organized by the Nigeria Labour Congress to commemorate the 2021 Workers' Day. Emmanuel Ayimiru reports.
International Labour Organization's Recommendation 202 provides for national social protection covering for the unprotected, the poor, and the most vulnerable, including workers in the informal economy and their families. So also is Recommendation 205, which provides an instrument that addresses the world of work issues in crisis situations. For the NLC, these two recommendations are key in addressing insecurity affecting the working class, while other speakers called for genuine dialogue that will guarantee peaceful coexistence.
Our armed forces are capable of bringing this insurgency to an end if they are better armed, equipped, and modern technology and adequate motivation is deployed.
Nigeria, since 1999, is being run as a unitary government.
I'm advising my own people, please, if you have been sleeping 5 hours in a night, cut it down to 2 or 3 hours. Let us try to mask this unknown government.
For the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, Nigerian kind of solutions must be applied in addressing the crisis.
We must answer the clarion call to come together as a people and defeat this common enemy. Injury to one, injury to all.
At the end of the deliberations, the summit is expected to produce a coherent peace-building agenda that will complement government initiatives on national security. Emmanuel Ayemiro, NTA News.
And the Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Godswill Akpabio, has appealed to Nigerians to stop the blame game and join hands with the authorities to tackle the security issues in the country. While addressing the media before a closed-door meeting with members of the Caretaker Committee at the All Progressives Congress National Secretariat in Abuja, Akpabio said current security challenges in the country are politically motivated and require collective efforts to unravel their sponsors in order to fast-track efforts to build a united Nigeria.
We are talking about one Nigeria. We have a constitution and all that. Are you telling Nigeria to break up? Can some of them survive on their own? Can some of the states to survive as nations? Can some of the regions survive on their own? You know, God did not make mistake in putting Nigeria together. And as far as I'm concerned, somebody, a group of people fought for the independence of Nigeria, bequeathed it to other administration. And this time it is our responsibility. I don't want you to have any doubt in your mind that what you are seeing today will be brought to an end. That's the simple truth.
Delta Affairs Minister acknowledged the activities of the Mai Mala Buni-led APC Caretaker Committee towards ensuring positive transformation in line with the mandate given to them, which is yielding the desired results. There's more on security. Now, the Commandant General of the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ahmed Audi, has assured Nigerians that a highly coordinated approach is being put in place to avert the looming threat of attack on airport facilities across the country. In a swift reaction to an intelligence report, the NSCDC boss directed commandants of states with airports to immediately liaise with the airport's management authorities and other relevant stakeholders to fortify the internal security mechanism of the facilities. He said the move is necessary to elicit credible intelligence that will not only prevent such attacks, but also bring those behind the purported acts to book. In the meantime, the National Orientation Agency is appealing to leaders across the country to take deliberate measures and speak out to de-escalate the rising tension, promote and preach peace, justice, unity and tolerance among citizens. In a statement, the Director General of the agency, Dr. Garba Abari, says the security issue calls for leaders across the political, religious, traditional, professional and social landscape to do all within their powers to arrest the situation from further deteriorating. He added that during these challenging times, the nation and its citizens need deeper reflection and sobriety in what they say or do, as the forces of disunity and national disintegration are at work, and desist from all forms of divisive and inflammatory rhetorics. He therefore stressed the need for urgent and concerted peace-building measures that look beyond parochial benefits and prioritize national interest. The 91st National Executive Committee meeting of the People's Democratic Party is calling for a national security conference as part of efforts to solve the nation's security challenges. Timothy Yusuf reports.
Nigeria project with security taking the center stage is number one on the agenda table. The party's budget and the November 6 governorship election in Anambra State followed. In all, the need for Nigerians to eschew violence and shun divisive tendencies was advocated. The federal government was also advised to declare a state of emergency on security in the country.
This country belongs to all of us. And so we must take part, we must prefer solution. It is no longer politics.
Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State, on behalf of the PDP Governors Forum, reassured of their unity towards building a stronger party and above all, support to every effort geared towards making the country safer for all.
We are loyal to the leadership of the party. We are together as governors.
PDP minority leaders in the two chambers of the National Assembly, Senator Inaya Baribe and Ndude Lumelu, as well as Secretary of the party's Board of Trustees, Senator Adolphus Wabara, also reassured of their resolve to work in as a united front to move Nigeria forward. In Abuja, Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Now the news, the House of Representatives has approved a budget of 257.1 billion naira for the Nigeria Customs Service for the year 2021. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports on this and other features at plenary Thursday.
The approval of the Nigeria Customs budget by the House was as recommended by the House Committee on Customs, which also pegged the 2021 revenue projection of the service at 1.6 trillion naira, more than 100 billion naira higher than collections of 2020.
Based on the following factors, the expanded accessible item to include carbonated drinks, reduction of levy on new vehicles, and devaluation of naira.
Similarly, the House approved the sum of 216.6 billion naira as 2021 budget for the Federal Inland Revenue Service. The federal government's external loan request to fund priority projects of $1.5 billion and 995 million euros was approved as recommended by the House Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management. 6 bills passed second reading, including a bill to establish Chartered Institute of Forensic and Certified Fraud Examiners of Nigeria.
Nigeria is yet to have any chartered professional body solely dedicated for the training and capacity building of professionals in the field of multidisciplinary areas of forensic.
Nigeria go to hire forensic auditors from South Africa to come and do forensic auditing in Nigeria. I want to believe that this will serve Nigeria better.
Among motions adopted is the need for the Nigeria Immigration Service to address scarcity of international passport booklets as moved by Representative Ugonna Ozurigbo and the call from Representative Chinedu Urga, urging federal governments to capture newly employed staff of tertiary academic institutions into the Integrated Personnel and Payroll Information System. In the meantime, the House, after conducting an investigation, described the alleged misappropriation of 100 billion naira in the Northeast Development Commission as unfounded and a misrepresentation of facts. The Finance Committee in its report stated that there is no existence of corrupt practice at the NEDC, but urged the Commission to utilize the more than 7 billion naira released to it in 2020. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Then with parliamentary matters, the National Assembly is canvassing votes for the position of Vice President of the Pan-African Parliament during elections taking place next month in South Africa. One of Nigeria's members to the Parliament, Senator Bala Ibn Allah, tabled Nigeria's position when the caucus received the current second Vice President and one of the presidential candidates, Aishata Hadera Sise, who came to seek Nigeria's support. The Malian delegation says Nigeria's role in the Continental Parliament is strategic for it to be able to compete with other regional parliaments globally.
Where the cooperation between Mali and Nigeria will be sustained on two sides. one francophone, one anglophone. And that if she becomes president and decide that she wants a vice president from any of the francophone, it will not be nice for us. We can't explain this to our people.
And following the passage for second reading of the bill seeking special legislative seats for women by the House of Representatives, the Minister of Women Affairs, Pauline Talon, has expressed the happiness of Nigerian women and thanked the legislators. The minister in a statement said Nigerian women stand tall and in solidarity with the National Assembly on the historic milestone recorded in women's demand for more political space. The minister saluted the leadership of the 9th National Assembly and members, saying that the bill seeking to create 111 additional special seats for women in the National Assembly, 37 in the Senate and 74 in the House of Representatives, is very important, as more women will be involved in decision-making and governance. Watching Network News on NTA. Time to take some messages. Stay with us.
Hooray! Another year older, and our amiable chief keeps getting younger, wiser, stronger, bigger, and better. Turning 68 surely looks good on our quintessential and amazing personality, business mogul and philanthropist per excellence of our time, Chief Michael Adenuga, Executive Chairman, Global Company. Today indeed marks another milestone in the remarkable journey of your life, of which the Nigerian Television Authority, the largest TV network in Africa, can be proud of. Our partnership with you over the past many years is invaluable to us, even more than the most precious stones. It is our fervent prayers and wish that this special day marks the beginning of another exciting chapter in your life and brings you all that your heart desires. Happy birthday, sir, in good health and prosperity, and many happy returns of the day. Signed, Management, NTA.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
As you adjust to the new realities for operating your business and engaging with your customers, let us help you transform your business into a digital powerhouse capable of adapting and taking advantage of today's opportunities. With our best-in-class array of digital solutions, you can conduct your business, receive payments from your customers, and perform transactions quickly, safely, and conveniently, because we've got you covered with the right people, technology, and service offerings. Contact us today and let us take your business to its zenith. Zenith Bank, in your best interest.
When times are tough, we know that as a mother, one thing you should never compromise on is your family's oral health, because they deserve the best. Oral-B, all-round protection. Its great value, it protects your mouth from harmful bacteria and also protects you against tooth holes and gum problems which can lead to tooth loss. It strengthens your family's teeth and gives them all-round protection. So remember, protect their future. Oral-B for healthier, stronger teeth in just 1 week.
After a disappointing result against already relegated Sheffield United, Brighton and home Albion will be looking to put up an impressive performance when they welcome overachieving Leeds United this Saturday. It's Brighton and home Albion versus Leeds United on the Premier League Live, showing on the network service of the NTA from 2:30 p.m.
The Premier League Live is brought to you by Baba Ijebu in association with Gold.com.
Thanks for staying with us. The federal government says it is optimistic that by December 2022, television broadcasting in the country will have migrated to the ongoing digital platform. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed announced this at the Lagos State Digital Switch On. Anthony Forson reports.
This colorful moment ushered Lagos State television viewers to the world of digital TV viewing. Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed expressing confidence in the commitment of the federal government in pursuing the project to a logical conclusion.
The DSO trained now on cruise control. We are turning our focus on the crux of the matter, which is content production.
The free TV, he maintained, will be propelled largely by advertising revenue. Lagos State, he noted, stands out, given its huge share of advertising and population.
It's 70% of the nation's advertisement revenue and over 5 million TV households. In addition to being the country's creative hub, there's no doubt that Lagos is one of the engines of the DSO project.
For me, perhaps, the greatest win of this Lagos launch is that broadcasts themselves are owning the process.
Technology is now a fundamental and critical deliverable of every innovative government.
The National Assembly is working assiduously to pass the NBC Reform Act.
It is our belief that with the kind of legislative effort and utmost sincerity of purpose in service delivery, the Nigerian and to Nigerians, the project DSO will be a success.
More goodwill messages from stakeholders in the DSO value chain were equally surplus, making the point on the opportunities the project has for Nigeria. Among them is Director General Nigerian Television Authority, who is the chairman of Integrated Television Services. For him, apart from the gains, he also paid glowing tribute to the late chairman of Pinnacle, one of the signal distributors.
I would like to single out the sterling leadership qualities and tenacity of the Honorable Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Mohammed, who has been a recurring decimal in the DSO project from 2016 to date.
Chairman Digi Team Edward Amana went down memory lane to chronicle the journey so far, but was quick to note that a lot of grounds have been covered. The digital switchover train is now headed for Kano. In Lagos, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
On the journey of getting all Nigerians to use digital technologies in solving present and future challenges, ICT experts say, is moving fast, with the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, introspecting the past and setting new targets. ICT correspondent Joseph Johnson, who was at the agency's 20th anniversary lecture, reports that the event featured the unveiling of a new strategic roadmap and action plan 2021 to 2024.
Conversations here centered on 20 years growth and resilience of the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, and the next phase of the journey. The agency is confident of its capabilities to be part of the fourth industrial revolution.
NITDA is willing, able, and ready to help you create and capture value from digital economy and make our country more prosperous.
The journey so far has been very commendable, but when it comes to our surveillance, we need to increase more so that we will be able to fight corruption through reducing the price of IT projects being executed by the federal public institutions.
There is still a long way to go. NITDA needs to aim, focus, and concentrate on the well-being and development of the digital Nigerian.
NITDA is said to have delivered 100% with a higher and deeper impact to the nation's economy. But many here say that does not undermine the need for the agency to reinvent itself and meet digital age challenges in an ever-increasingly dynamic and competitive world, especially as the ministry is working towards achieving a digital Nigeria. Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has applauded the elevation of the Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer of Airtel Networks Limited, Mr. Segun Ogunsoya, to the position of MD CEO of Airtel Africa PLC. In a statement by Special Advisor Media and Publicity to the President, Femi Adesina, the President says the appointment has once again proven that Nigeria has an abundance of quality professionals who can hold their own in any part of the continent and even beyond. All is now set for the implementation of the Master Plan for Green Economy Development in Nigeria, following the submission of the 6-volume document to the National Agricultural Land Development Authority, NITDA. Abdul Malik Hassan reports.
NITDA and Bionas Agropolitan Technology Corridor had signed an MOU on Master Plan for Green Economy Development in Nigeria Implementation and Strategy. Now, the in-country chairman of Bionas Agropolitan Technology Corridor, Alhaji Sule Shehu Alabamulafia, has met with NITDA Executive Secretary Paul Ikone, where he explained that the plan will be implemented through the mechanism of Jatropha Agropolitan's business cluster development. Bionas Chief Executive Officer Umar Sani Gambo listed recovery of degraded land in the Great Green Wall and across Nigeria, Jatropha-based biofuel and green electricity production, employment and entrepreneurship, digital backbone, and financial services, among others, as the global green private capital-led approach to be adopted. Executive Secretary NITDA Paul Ikone said a technical team to study and review the master plan will be set for seamless implementation. Abdul Malik Hassan, NTA News.
The federal government and Yobe State have signed an 8.4 billion naira Damaturu Regional Water Supply Project to tackle perennial water scarcity in the state capital and its environs. The project was abandoned many years ago until President Buhari approved money for its continuation to enable the benefiting communities have access to potable water. Adam Yusuf Ali reports.
The billion naira Damaturu Regional Water Supply was initiated in 2006 to bring to an end the perennial water scarcity in the state capital and its environs. However, the project suffered setbacks due to paucity of funds. But on the 10th of February this year, the Federal Executive Council approved a sum of 8.4 billion naira for the continuation of the project. Signing the contracts on behalf of the federal government, Habu Hassan, the Assistant Director, Urban Water Supply, Federal Ministry of Water Resources, said that the project will be completed within 24 months.
So this project is going to be jointly supervised by the ministry official, that is Federal Ministry of Water Resources, engineers, and the engineers from the state. So this singular act, this project is now to be completed.
The contracts divided into 3 are all groundwater or borehole-based projects, with Lot A at Malam Matari to go 3.7 billion naira, while Lot B located at Murfakalam will consume 2.4 billion naira, and Lot C sited at Susuma to take 2.3 billion naira. In Damaturu, Adam Yusuf Ali, NTA News.
Time now for us to link up with Michael Olale in our Lagos Center for more reports. Michael?
Thank you, Cyril. The federal government policies on ensuring standards of products has received a boost as United States Association for Laboratory accredits laboratory centers in Lagos. Director General Standards Organization of Nigeria SON Farouk Salim said this will facilitate a boost in foreign earnings and drive product competitiveness. Abolade Salami reports.
Nigerian products over the years have struggled to fit in with others from international and neighboring African countries due to various factors ranging from substandard to fake and non-regulation. Although several efforts have been taken by the federal government and concerned bodies to correct this abnormally towards supporting standards and competence of domestic products for consumption and exports. Part of the positive results is the certification of the Standards Organization of Nigeria by the American Association for Laboratory Accreditation for technical competence in the field of electrical, micronutrients, and painting testing.
And most of our manufacturers, you heard them saying that they are rejected even by our local companies because their products are not certified. They don't have lab certificates saying they are up to standard. So now that excuse is out of the way.
While the efforts of the government is yielding results, SON has urged stakeholders to take advantage of the laboratory center to ascertain the authenticity of their products.
So when Standard Organization of Nigeria sets standards, everybody will have confidence in what they are doing, because they are among the very few accredited laboratories in the world.
This will go a long way to give opportunity to members of Cable Manufacturing Association for certification of our products for exports.
The accreditation, among other things, will promote government policies in food fortification and enhance global competitiveness of made-in-Nigerian goods through quality testing services. In Lagos, Abolade Salami, NTA News.
Lagos State government has flagged off construction of a 150-bed capacity Mercy Street Children's Hospital to further demonstrate commitment to mother and child health care delivery in the state. The new Mercy Street Children's Hospital is replacing the old one, established in 1914 by the colonial administration. Musa Toliat has details.
The construction of the new 150-bed Mercy Street Children's Hospital on Lagos Island, said to be the largest children's hospital in West African sub-region, will sit pretty on 4,000 square meters land space. The 7-story multi-specialist pediatric and emergency general hospital has provision for ultra-modern facilities, including water treatment plants and training facilities for medical personnel. As part of efforts to actualize the Lagos Island Transformation Plan and make life more bearable for residents, Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu flagged off the reconstruction of the 2.234-kilometer Adeniji-Adele and 1.69-kilometer Okepopo roads.
The choice of the reconstruction and upgrade of Adeniji-Adele Okepopo Tapa is to kickstart phase 1 of the regenerational plan, which is informed by 2 factors. The first factor is the economic importance of these roads and the high level of traffic they convey, while the second factor is the complementary value these roads will add to the new Mercy Children's Hospital.
The roads will be reconstructed and upgraded to semi-grid pavement with reinforced concrete drains, culverts, median barrier, transverse and longitudinal service ducts, and installation of low-emission diode-powered street lighting.
All the space around us, which has allowed us the freedom to develop this master plan that we're looking at, which is the derivative of the blueprint strategy.
Definitely there will be inconveniences with the construction works and then with the volume of magnitude of work to be done on the outfalls. Be rest assured that the benefits of course over time would outweigh the pains that we'll go through initially.
Alternative routes will also be provided for public use during the course of construction, just as relocation of utilities and services will be done. In Lagos, Musa Toliat, NTA News.
This is NTA Network News. More reports with Cyril shortly after this break. Please stay tuned.
When you come into the Glow Cafe, you're in for a world of treats. Not only can you monitor all your voice and data usage with ease, buy, share, borrow, and gift data and airtime in the smoothest ways, pay for any services of your choice using your airtime or your bank card, and manage or change your tariff plan to any plan you prefer seamlessly. You can also add friends, get sweet rewards, and so much more. Oh, and don't forget, if you ever need to recharge outside the Glow Cafe app, just dial *805# to purchase airtime or data through your bank. So, step into your Glow Cafe today.
Just dial *777# or download the Glow Cafe app today.
My name is Chikwe Ihakwazu. I lead the Nigeria Center for Disease Control. I'm extremely privileged to have gotten this vaccine today. Really, I accept it really on behalf of all the healthcare workers, public health workers that have really spent the last 12 months working so incredibly hard on this response. And I think it provides hope. You know, this vaccine really provides us an opportunity to reinvigorate ourselves as we sustain the response in Nigeria. So this vaccine provides us a real shot at life. But, you know, that shot will come into effect when we have most of the population vaccinated. We have to keep washing our hands, wearing our masks, keeping apart from each other until we have enough people vaccinated in the country. And I'm sure we'll get there.
After a disappointing result against already relegated Sheffield United, Brighton and home Albion will be looking to put up an impressive performance when they welcome overachieving Leeds United this Saturday. It's Brighton and home Albion versus Leeds United on the Premier League Live, showing on the network service of the NTA from 2:30 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Baba Ijebu in association with Gold.com.
Right, we're back in Abuja and time for the business of business news with Benny Adams. Benny?
Thank you, Cyril, and welcome to the business side of the news. The Central Bank of Nigeria has approved the immediate removal of directors of First Bank Limited and First Bank Holdings PLC, as well as the appointment of new directors. At a briefing in Abuja, the CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele said the decision is informed by media reports that the Board of Directors of First Bank Limited, an important bank under regulatory forbearance regime, had effected sweeping changes in executive management without engaging or prior notice to regulatory authorities.
Therefore, no cause for panic amongst the banking public or important stakeholders, given that the actions being taken by the CBN are meant to strengthen the bank and position it. The CBN hereby reassures the depositors, creditors, and other stakeholders of the bank of its commitment to ensure the stability of the financial system.
The central bank therefore approved the appointment of Remi Babalola and Tunde Hassan Odokale to chair First Bank Holdings Limited and First Bank Limited. The Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption is holding conversations on the need to develop legal framework and policies to regulate cryptocurrency and other blockchain technology by considering the global trends, opportunities, and risks, taking into account issues of consumer protection, tax evasion, money laundering, capital flight, and financing of terrorism via blockchain technology. Stakeholders at the virtual meeting unanimously agreed that Nigeria has to develop a framework for proper adoption of virtual assets.
They are eking out a living. They are engaged. They are making money. And somehow they are contributing to the national economy. Therefore, we should pay attention because of that reason. And while it is being operated, we should pay attention so that we can know who is doing what with it, so much so that the government can get revenue.
The transparency, accountability, particularly in the conduct of public officers, as well as politically exposed personalities, is something that requires serious checks and balance.
Total market investors gained 355.37 billion naira as NGX ASI inches up by 1.75%. Erases previous day loss. Market closed at 39,461.20 basis points as against 1.33% depreciation recorded previously. Market breadth closed positive as Fitson led 22 gainers as against 17 losers. Market turnover closed positive as volume moved up by 4.30%. FBNH, Transcap, and EcoCap were the most active to boost market turnover. FBNH and Dangote Cement topped market value list. That is business news. Cyril is over to you.
Right, thank you, Benny. Rumble in First Bank, but thanks, Benny, with business. Now, pursuant to the recent approval of the promotion of senior officers by the Federal Road Safety Commission and the need to strategically reposition the officers for optimal performance, the Corps Marshal Federal Road Safety Corps, Dr. Boboye Oyemi, has approved the redeployment of officers to new commands with immediate effect. In a statement, FRSC spokesperson Bisi Kazim said the redeployments are intended to bolster the system for superior performance and efficiency. The Corps Marshal admonished the redeployed officers to double their efforts towards making Nigerian roads safer for all motorists. Ogun State Police Command says abductors of 2 female students of Olabisi Onabanjo University, Agoiwe, have been arrested. The police said the suspected kidnappers were arrested 2 days after the kidnapped students were released. The report.
Suspected kidnappers Babuga Abubakar, Umaru Usman, Mohammed Bello, Haruna Sani, among others, Ogun State Commissioner of Police Edward Ajogun says the suspects belong to 3 different kidnap gangs operating within Ayetoro Imekwafon, Igbora, Lagos Ibadan Expressway, and Ijebu Axis. The suspects confessed that they were the ones who kidnapped 2 female students of Olabisi Onabanjo University, a female doctor and a nurse, along Abeokuta Imeko Road. They also confessed to killing of one Mrs. Yemi Ojelapo when they realized that the deceased had recognized them. The police also paraded 2 suspected armed robbers, Ogunaike Phillips and Isaiah Onifade, for robbing operators of POS using dangerous weapons to intimidate and harm their victims, confirming the dismissal of 3 police officers for allegedly extorting money to the tune of 153,000 naira from a student in Ogun State. The CP says no erring officers capable of denting the image of the Nigerian police force will be spared.
No CP will sleep, no IG will sleep with the level of insecurity we have in this country. Then another one will be causing us pain. For what?
He attributed the success recorded to effective synergy among the security agencies in the state, including the cooperation of vigilantes and members of the public for their useful information.
And Dibabari in Port Harcourt has the next set of reports. Dibabari.
As part of additional measures to prevent faceless criminals from unleashing attacks on law-abiding citizens and security operatives, a curfew has been imposed from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. on 23 local government areas of the state from the 29th April 2021 till further notice. Ogedinyek reports that this was announced during a state broadcast by the governor.
A review of the worrisome security situation across Rivers State has necessitated the State Security Council to take further measures to secure the state and safeguard lives and property.
Consequently, a night curfew is hereby imposed on the entire 23 local government areas of the state, prohibiting any human and or vehicular movement within or any part of the state from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. from today, 29th April 2021 until further notice.
The governor says the measures are not intended to witch hunt anyone. He advised the residents to be vigilant and report promptly any suspicious movement in and around their neighborhoods to security agencies for immediate intervention. In Port Harcourt, Ogedinyegwe, NTA News.
The need for continuous precautionary measures to be in place for the country to avert the 3rd wave of COVID-19 pandemic formed the thrust of the discussion between Governor Nyesom Wike and the representative of World Health Organization in Nigeria, Dr. Walter Lumumbo. Again, Ogedinyek reports that this was during a courtesy visit to the governor at Government House, Port Harcourt.
With the world grappling with the 3rd wave of coronavirus disease, the World Health Organization representative in Nigeria, Dr. Walter Lumumbo, is in Rivers State to stress the imperative of continuous vaccination in the country.
We are still going through this pandemic, and we are seeing other countries that thought they were through, only to be surprised by the 3rd wave. So we really want to continue, Your Excellency, to avoid the catastrophe that was predicted for Nigeria that we have avoided so far.
Governor Wike says he is happy with the COVID-19 testing and the rate at which the vaccination is going in the state. He appreciated WHO for their support to the state, assuring that the concerns raised by the WHO representative will be looked into.
And I've been briefed by the Honorable Commissioner that people are also supporting in the vaccination process. I think that will a long way make us come out from the wood.
The governor pledged unflinching commitment to the provision of effective healthcare delivery in the state. In Port Harcourt, Ogedinyegwe, NTA News.
Does it from Port Harcourt. Network News will continue right after the break. Stay tuned.
I'm the new best thing. I'm the new best thing. Better than you've ever seen.
Discover new Guinness Smooth. Perfectly balanced for a smooth, refreshing taste.
I'm the new best thing.
After a disappointing result against already relegated Sheffield United, Brighton and home Albion will be looking to put up an impressive performance when they welcome overachieving Leeds United this Saturday. It's Brighton and home Albion versus Leeds United on the Premier League Live, showing on the network service of the NTA from 2:30 p.m. The Premier League Live is brought to you by Baba Ijebu in association with Gold.com.
Sports now, and Ayodeji Makinde will update us. Ayo.
Good evening, Cyril. Let's begin with volleyball, where the Nigeria Customs team has vowed to defeat the Kenya Prisons counterparts in Friday's third-place match of the 2021 African Women's Volleyball Clubs Championship in Kalibia city of Tunisia.
The team will play well to defend the honor of Nigeria Customs Service and even to propagate the good image of Nigeria as a country as a whole when we play our match tomorrow. So they should expect the best from us tomorrow.
Now to football. Scorer of Enyimba's lone and winning goal against Orlando Pirates of South Africa, Cyril Olisema, has thanked fans for their support while conveying the commitment of the team towards making Nigeria proud in the CAF Confederation Cup quarterfinals and beyond.
By special grace of God, we're not going to let Nigeria down. By special grace of God, we're going to work hard. No matter who is the next opponent, we just want to be working and continue winning so that at the end, we'll come out with the fly color.
In the Spanish League, FC Barcelona have wasted the chance to go top of the table and no longer control their destiny in the Spanish La Liga title race after a shock 2-1 loss to visitors Granada at the Nou Camp on Thursday evening. After Lionel Messi scored his 26th league goal of the season, Barca were excellent for 60 minutes but wasted a lot of chances to kill the game early, and a disastrous 15 minutes period was enough to concede 2 goals from Darwin Marches and Jorge Molina for a giant blow to their championship hopes. The Catalans sit joint second on 71 points with Real Madrid, 2 points adrift league leaders Atletico Madrid. Let's go over now to the UEFA Europa League, where it seemed to be raining goals at the moment because Manchester United have scored the 6th goal in the encounter with AS Roma. United currently now lead 6-2 with just few minutes to the end of that encounter, while in the other game involving Arsenal are losing by 1-2 to Villarreal at the Estadio Ceramica. As it stands at the moment, it's the first leg of the semi-final of the 2020-2021 UEFA Europa League. And of course, Villarreal look destined to win the first leg, while Manchester United have since cruised to a 6-2 lead at the moment. It's really interesting, Cyril.
Awesome time at Old Trafford. 6 goals, a goal fest. So Manchester is decidedly red. Well, not much red around here, but I can see, Ayodeji, you have some red, black stripes. Perhaps you'd like to have a drink of water as you leave the studio, and this might well do some red for you.
Right, surely. Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, thank you. The President has condoled with the families of citizens lost their loved ones in the recent spate of killings in Benue State. A statement by the Special Assistant on Media and Publicity to the President, Garba Shehu, expressed concern over the incidents and violence in various parts of the country and calls for collaboration with security agencies to address it. The statement also expressed disappointment and sadness to hear Governor Samuel Otom of Benue State make a litany of accusations against the person of the President and his government after the unfortunate incidents in the state. He said, "No responsible government will take pleasure in events such as the killing of the military and that of innocent citizens taking refuge in an internally displaced people's camp. President Buhari is deeply pained by the terrible acts of violence happening not only in Benue State but also in other parts of the country, and expects that the law enforcement agencies will go to every possible extent to arrest the perpetrators of these heinous acts and bring them to justice." The death has occurred of Alhaja Rafatu Titilokwe Adewuyi of Atonda Compound, Isale Osun, Oshogbo. She was 82 years. Alhaja Adewuyi answered the call of Allah on Wednesday, the 28th of April. A highly dedicated Muslim, Alhaja Rafatu Adewuyi was a community leader and successful trader. She has since been buried according to Islamic injunctions. Alhaja Rafatu Titilokwe Adewuyi is survived by many children, grand and great-grandchildren. Among them, Ayo Adewuyi, Deputy Director, News, NTA. And that concludes Network News tonight. Remember, be a star. Stand with the NTA against rape and rapists. I'm Cyril Stover. Good night.